Jet planes in the night sky with you.
Good morning, my collective. Alright, I wanted to do a twin flame reading. I haven't done one of these in a while. I haven't focused on that shit in a while. I don't know, I was kind of looking back at some of my videos and I was like, oh yeah, I used to do twin flame readings like a month ago. I should do that again. You know what it'd be like. I don't know, I feel like now that we're going into the spring though, we're like really hella getting into that spring vibe, that like you know, when everyone gets Twitter pated. You know, like everyone's all falling in love and new cycles begin. All kinds of shit, you know. You know the whole thing. I don't know, spring is like the season of love. And I kind of get this vibe that like, I don't know, I just felt called to it, really. I was like, you know what, people need to know where the twin flames are. The twin flames need to know where the fuck they are in this journey. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Muse of Emotions, right? So I see the twins here, right? Which is fantastic imagery to start out the reading, actually. So I see the twins here, and I see water gushing out of their heart chakras, right? Water is love in the tarot. So I see, like, their love is kind of being poured out into the world, just like the energy of the love created through their vibrational, you know, frequency here is what is being poured out into the world and helping others vicariously. You know, with the Knight of Emotions in reverse, I see in the recent past, or probably all the past that you've experienced with your twin flame, there has been no like knight rushing in with the armor and the flowers, you know, with a slain dragon head like over his shoulder, you know, like, you know, the things that we dream about when we're kids. You know, that guy hasn't shown up, you know, being like, let's go run off into the sunset or whatever. And so, you know, like, so you're just like over here, you know, I feel like focusing on yourself, right? Which is really fucking awesome because it's like, though this knight is not moving towards you, like, though, like, that hasn't happened thus far, I see this energy of you're not really paying attention. You're kind of looking in the opposite direction. And I am reading from the Divine Feminine's point of view, so if you're the Divine Masculine, just swap the roles. You know who you are, you know where you belong, actually. And then, let me show you what else is funny. Right under the Muse of Emotions, right under this card, we have the star and the sun, right? The sun is a star. It's funny, we've got Aquarius and Leo energy. Take that as it resonates. But what I'm seeing here too is the polarity. Because if you look at an astrological wheel, you'll see Aquarius on one end, and then directly across, you'll see Leo. They're like, if there was a battery, right? I would say they complete each other's circuit. So it's kind of cute, actually. But also, I'm seeing that this is somebody who is kind of in the spotlight. I see somebody who's kind of like very prosperous, very abundant, right? And I get this energy because it's a feminine showing up as the star, right? And so I'm really getting this energy that you're like kind of coming into your own, you're finding your light, you know, you're coming into your own, whatever that word is. You know, you're just like, you're finding your niche, you're standing in your power, you're like feeling that divine feminine energy and really rolling with it. You're pouring that love energy out into the world, and I feel like it's bringing a lot of good blessings into your life, right? And the Sun card has literally no negative meaning. There's no bad aspect to the Leo, or to the Sun card, sorry. Yeah, there's like no like negative aspect to that. There's no reversal. It's just literally the Sun is what it is. You get what you get when you look at it. And you might throw a fit. No, I'm kidding. But I also, I see this person very connected with that solar energy here, really talking to the divine, really getting, you can see here that third eye being illuminated. There's a lot of divine guidance in this. Eight of Wands in reverse. I see you breaking old cycles, old patterns, kind of switching your direction. It's like you're going against what people predicted you would do or tried to predict you would do. They tried to think you were predictable. Okay, for one, fuck that. Okay, for two, yeah. So like when you switch gears and you're turning shit around, like people are a little confused by that. I feel like. Especially your twin flame. I think your twin flame is kind of like caught out of left field because I feel like they were expecting something else. They were expecting you to kind of be like everybody else. Or, even revert to, yourself when you vibed at a lower vibration, So... I don't want to go back and clarify all this. So rather than doing that, I'm going to go straight to the end, to the Eight of Wands in reverse, the breaking patterns, and we'll just kind of elaborate from there. Because I feel like the rest is kind of cut and dry. So... Dude, it's kind of funny. Your duality is kind of showing up in all these fucking cards I see. Alright, so since these are all kind of clarifying the Eight of Wands in reverse, we'll just kind of talk about it like how I'm seeing it. We've got the Hierophant in reverse, right? And I see this as being an energy of somebody who just doesn't learn or grow, right? This seems like a karmic relationship. Somebody who's not divinely guided, right? Very opposite of the sun star energy. Somebody who's not very open to the divine at all, actually. I feel like you're breaking cycles or patterns with people who are just kind of living in that superficial, like, existence. You're kind of like, is there any depth to you? Kind of energy. And I feel like that's kind of the mindset that makes you decide to walk away and kind of switch directions here. And also, I forgot to mention, like, guys could be divine feminines too. It's, usually if a male is a divine feminine, it means that they're very artistic, very spiritually inclined, very philosophical, very nurturing. Women are actually more often than you'd realize, more often than not, divine masculines. So, like, yeah, it's really not about gender. It's about the side of the brain that you're operating on. I almost would switch the names myself because I feel like it's more true to the opposite gender, in reality. But whatever, that's a whole other discussion for another day. But But yeah, so as a result of letting go of this energy of this person, this individual who doesn't learn or grow, right? I see you getting more blessings, right? Knight of Pentacles coming in. They might try to offer you something too, because that's another potential there with that Knight of Pentacles. They might be coming in trying to offer you something, trying to use nostalgia, like, oh, remember back in the day when things were like da 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 da, whatever. Could be like baby mama, baby daddy kind of shit. I don't know. And then I see with the Page of Materials, though, I see you getting another offer. Something different. One from a cactus, one from a rose. Both are very prickly. Okay, let's see. You have spicy taste. So let's clarify these offers, right? So I feel like this past situation, this karmic situation that you're walking away from, or you have walked away from, I feel like you might be walking away from it. I don't know if you've walked away already, because I see a lot of nostalgia. I see that there's potentially children involved, and so you might not have walked away. That individual, yeah, they're coming in with an offer, but they're showing up as the magician, right? They're like deceitful. They're weaving illusions. They're trying to come in. They have secrets. A magician never tells its secrets. A magician is always kind of working behind the scenes. The left hand never knows what the right hand is doing. Like, I don't see this as trustworthy energy, right? I don't, especially with the Hierophant in reverse. That's a huge warning. Okay, don't take that offer. I don't give a fuck if you have kids with them. Sometimes it's better for the kids to not put them through that. I just get this energy. Alright, and then with the Page of Materials, getting this other offer. Let's talk about that offer. Five of Pentacles. I feel you reject this offer. You're like, no. that offer gets left out in the cold. Yeah. I see you wrapping up karmic cycles. That's really what this Eight of Wands is, and that's what this is really elaborating on, is you're just wrapping up karmic cycles. You're just kind of saying goodbye to the past, kind of like getting ready for what's coming next. Let's clarify. Let's not clarify. Let's just kind of talk about like what you can expect after this, after you've wrapped up your karmic cycles, after you've like decided to push forward, With the Four of Wands and the Awakening in reverse, because I do see you as a star sun energy. What I'm seeing here is I think you inspire the awakening in others. I feel like there's something about your energy here that like you help wake other people up. You help them kind of like remember what they are a little bit. I see you as being like a healer of sorts. Very wise. Like I see people coming to you during like times of need when they need an awakening. You're the person that they run to, right? And I see you here with your, your third eye, your heart chakra totally open. Your crown chakra totally open. I see you being receptive and helping others. I feel like that's your calling right now. Well, not just right now. I think that's your calling in general. Is you're a healer. Unfortunately, healers attract a lot of broken people. It's like doctors attract a lot of people with broken bones. Healers attract a lot of broken people, a lot of broken hearts, a lot of unhealed wounds. And oftentimes, the role of the healer is, some people are your patients. And I don't mean like that to say that you don't have a relationship with them at all, but like some people, you're there to help them heal, right? So you work on them on that level, that healing level. And then that's not to say you guys could be best fucking friends and still be like there as a guide and as a help for their healing process, right? But I think when it becomes romantic, that's kind of the problem. As a healer, I would say, because Carl Jung tried to, it's not like this hasn't been tried before. It's just when people who need healing come to you, what happens is you're an empath, and sometimes, you take on their energy, and then you end up in a position of needing healing yourself. Or, their traumas get projected into that connection, and things get really rough. And it could just not be helpful, so I think honestly, healer to healer, I feel that like it's best to not be romantically involved with these karmics. I feel like in the best case, I already see you leaving them out in the cold. I already see you walking away from that shit. Focusing on, what's important, focusing on, your kids if you have them, your abundance, your prosperity, breaking these old cycles. I see you doing the most here, right? I see you really putting in the footwork for healing, which is like why I'm kind of also like warning you like about these karmics that will show up kind of as distractions and shit. Like they're there because they do need healing. You are meant to help them. You are meant to work with them. But you have to also have the art of discernment and like understand like, is this somebody that you're healing or is this somebody you're interested in? Because it cannot be the same. I do not want to, like, as a healer, I would not want to start a relationship with somebody I needed to heal. As a healer, I would kind of want somebody who's on my level there, somebody who's like, oh, I get it, da, 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 da. And so from your position, I kind of see you dropping off these energies, and I feel you kind of coming to this conclusion yourself, though, a little bit. I feel you kind of like understanding that, like, that you attract a lot of broken people because, like, you are a healer. And so that's oftentimes why it's so hard for you. And it's like, how do you discern the real one then? Right? How do you discern the one that's actually the one? Outside of, because a lot of the times, a lot of people who need healing, they can talk the talk. They sit in like a couple sessions with a therapist and they know all the lingo, but they don't have any of the practice, right? They don't have any of the actual like things to show for it. It's just words. And I feel like you need to see it. You need to feel it. You need to be able to feel that they're healed, feel that they're grown, feel that, that they handle situations right, that they're not coming from like, this childish mindset. Like use your discernment with people. You'll know. Queen of Cups, Queen of Emotions. My boy's in love. Alright, so, or girl, whatever. But then we also have the Queen of Swords, right? I love this. Queen of Cups with the Queen of Swords. You know what I see? What I see here? I see somebody protecting their heart. I see somebody kind of protecting their divine partnership here. even if you're not in like physical union, I do see a sense of protecting that, kind of standing your ground there. You got your swords out, you know. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And you're also you're in the energy of letting that go too, though. This divine connection, and not like you don't love them. Like I feel like you're honoring the fact that yes, it's true, you're in love, and yes, these things are true, and you know, but I feel like the thing that you're letting go of is your like attachment to this situation, or your feeling of needing it to be reciprocated, or like, you know, whatever. You know, I feel like you're releasing some sort of attachment here, to that connection, to that situation, right? Just standing firm in your truth, right? Like, you're like, look, here's what I know to be true about me, and just kind of being loyal to that, loyal to yourself, loyal to what's real in your heart. And because of that, we have the Five of Wands in reverse, and it's kind of indicating that you don't have to worry about any conflict. You know, you're very divinely protected as you move forward through your journey. Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I think, you know, like, okay, so let's talk about the Divine Masculine for a second. I mean, that is kind of why we're here, to talk about the twin flame, so let's talk about this masculine. Basically, they're not showing up for you, right? And I think that's what you're letting go of. You're letting go of needing that outcome. You're letting go of giving a fuck on if that ever happens, right? You're kind of like releasing that. You're like, that hasn't happened yet, whatever. Which I beg to differ. I beg to differ that it hasn't happened yet. And here's why. Because, like, you guys are linked before birth, like, before your physical incarnation here. They're just, because time is, like, fucking weird squiggly line on the canvas of the universe. It's all kind of happening simultaneously, right? We're just kind of perceiving it in this linear form, but it's really, it's like a painting that's drawing, right? It's already said and done. Everything's said and done. That's why we can tap into the Akashic records. That's why we can do all this, you know? But because everything's all said and done, like, we can kind of understand that, you know, your soul, like, I mean, it's always going to be interconnected with your twin flame, always, right? Your soul has experienced many lifetimes with this individual, right? Over and over and over and over. You guys are just fucking, like, out here playing, like, role-playing games with each other, essentially. Like, that's what it is. It's, like, a spiritual role-playing. And it's, you know, like, I would say don't get impatient. Stop acting like it hasn't happened. You're already in union, right? Like, the connection has already been made. The second you know who your twin flame is, guess what? Chicken butt, you're in the fucking journey. There's no meeting them and just not being in the journey. And then you can try to opt out. You can try. Very hard. But, you know, sometimes you can be in denial about it. You can reject the notion. Believe me, I've done all the things. And one thing I would love to come back and tell you in regards to this journey is You just have to understand that it just is what it is. Like, your connection is not like a connection with another soul. It's a connection within yourself. You know, you can't run from yourself. You can't run to yourself. And if you start trying, then the other part of yourself is like, ugh, they don't want that. You know, it's kind of like, stand firm in who you are. You know, when you stand firm in who you are, then it's kind of like, then they can stand firm in who they are. And the way that your dynamic comes to be, it's like kind of, you know, up to you guys. Like, it doesn't necessarily ever have to become romantic. I know a lot of twin flames hate when I say that, but I mean, it's true. Just being in their presence will initiate growth, right? Just being just around them, like, well, every time you see them, every experience you have with them will be like kind of a growing experience for you, where you feel like you've come out with more knowledge, more something than when you left, right? You always feel like more, they grow you like fucking sunlight on a plant, you know? And so it's like, in order for this twin flame thing to do what the twin flame thing is kind of supposed to do, you don't even really need to have that union like in the way you think. Like, you don't need to be banging them. All you have to literally do is look them in the eyeballs, and then bam, it starts happening. You don't even need to look them in the eyeballs. Like, I would say if they're in like a 20-yard radius, you're gonna start feeling changes, okay? Like, you're just, I don't know. Energy shifts, everything's different. Everything gets brighter all of a sudden. The world is clear. There ain't no haters. I don't know. All of a sudden, you're a fucking Disney princess. But they're unhappy. Somebody is unhappy. I don't think it's them. I think it's somebody else. I feel like it's this past energy with these, because it's a Page of Cups in reverse, right? It's somebody who once had you, once loved you, and just isn't capable of doing that again, right? So I really feel like this is kind of like, I just get this energy that this is, you know, you were their happiness and they had to let that shit go. They did have love for you and they stopped, you know, and I feel like this is not your twin flame. This is that karmic shit coming back up, because for a reason, right? Because this karmic shit, there's something that needs to be kind of resolved here, or dissolved. Something's not complete. You're not standing fully in your power, fully in your authority here. Something's off. And with the Three of Cups in reverse, it's kind of like saying you can't even be friends with these karmics. It's kind of like saying, like, you need to energetically release all that shit. For this connection. And if you haven't released all that shit, or if you keep kind of like entertaining the past at all, even on a friend level, you know, because I see it on a friend level, if even that much is too much, it's kind of like you need to be done with your karma. And union might not look the way that you think it'll look. And that's another thing that you need to kind of like think about. Like, what if they don't show up? You need to already be okay. You need to already be enjoying your life every day. You can't just wait on this individual to show up for you, right? What if they don't show up? What if they never show up, right? that's kind of, and I'm not saying that they'll never show up, but I'm saying you need to have that in your mind a little bit, where you're at least thinking realistically, like, I'm not going to put my whole life on halt waiting for this individual to show up. I'm not putting my happiness on hold waiting for this individual to show up. I'm not going to just, like, pause everything because, like, somebody else wants to stay in pause, right? You need to keep living. I'm not saying you need to go jump on your next karmic situation because, like I said, you need to end all that shit. You need to break those patterns. You need to stop repeating the past. You have to really break all those patterns. Otherwise, you're not making room for your twin flame. Bottom line, you're just not. If you have room for the past in your life, then you ain't got room for your future. That's where it's at with this. So I do see this energy that you need to release that. Oh my god. Okay. We have the Emperor showing up in reverse too, because you're in reverse. Both of y'all over here being in the reverses. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Neither of you are standing in your power. Why is the Emperor in reverse? I do see the Wheel of Fortune showing up, which does tell me change is coming, right? Change is inevitable. I do see tides turning and fortune favoring you. But now I'm hella curious. Why is the Emperor in reverse? Maybe they're mirroring you so much that they also need to be that done with their past, you know? That done with their karma. Because if they're not, like, there's really, like I said, there's no room for the fucking future if the past is still being entertained, right? Yeah, Nine of Swords, still very guarded, still very defensive. I feel like with the Emperor, it's a little bit different. With you, it's the Nine of Cups in reverse. It's simply that you are just not satisfied with anybody else, right? Like, you just feel like you know what you want. You want your twin flame. You don't want anything superficial. You don't want anything fake. I see you kind of standing your ground there. With the Nine of Swords, for the Emperor, I see this as being like, they're very like defensive. They're very scared. They're very like intimidated or nervous. It's almost like that energy of like, they've been hurt before and all they can think is, what the fuck? If this feminine does this to me and I have to experience all that shit all over again, what the fuck? The thing is I feel like the Emperor kind of knows that wouldn't happen, but like, still, they've got to do their ruminating thoughts also. You guys are both at 9s, right? 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Which shows me you both are ending cycles. Both of you. The wheel's turning. And the Wheel of Fortune is the 10 card, right? So that's endings and new beginnings, right? With the 9s on either side. It's like, I see it. See you guys kind of coming into a state of maturity simultaneously, but not together, if that makes sense. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I see this person letting go of a lot, right? Or you letting go. I have 10-10 here now. Which really tells me that there's a release of an old ideal or an old perspective, right? And we have the Fool, right? The 0 card. This is the initial, like, go into the edge of that cliff to jump, to take that leap of faith into the unknown, into your ace. Not into your ace, oh my god. I only fucking get awkward like that. Around certain individuals, okay? I'm sorry, guys. You had to see me be stupid. I'm not editing it, though. Take that to your ace. No kidding. So anyway, yeah, so with the Fool card, I see you going off into the unknown. I do see you taking this leap of faith. I do see you, like, embarking on something new. 3 of Swords. Hold on. So with the Muse of Inspiration, I see with the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Cups in reverse tells me that, like, somebody's worried that if they speak their truth, right? The Muse of speaking their truth, Muse of honesty. They speak their truth. They're afraid somebody's going to be heartbroken. And somebody might self-destruct. Priestess in reverse, I see this individual as being somebody who's in denial. Somebody who's just not facing reality a little bit. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This person might rely on your masculine for money reasons. They might be dependent in some way. Now we have 999 on the board. You know, that's mind, body, and spirit. All ending cycles, you know. Who are they afraid of hurting with their truth? Alright, let's see. I'm sorry. I wasn't dramatic enough. Who are they afraid of betraying with their truth? Okay, like, as soon as I said it, it's like, no. We gotta be much more dramatic than that. It's more of a, okay, so why do you feel... Because I see the feminine clearing up all their karma from the past. I see the masculine clearing up karma from the past. I don't really see any ties. So I don't understand where this betrayal would be coming from. But let's elaborate. Let's see. I think that's kind of like... Oh, 8 of Cups in reverse. They haven't walked away from their karmic situation yet. Their shit hasn't ended yet. That's why. They're still in their loop. Alright, so what is the advice for my feminines at this time? Honestly, my own personal advice from you would be to just fucking enjoy life. Alright, save up some money, go take a little vacation, go to Vegas, go gamble, do something. You know, like, don't allow yourself to be held back. Even if it is your masculine, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't let my masculine hold me back, and I would not ever tell anybody else to wait and not live your life and just hold up for this energy that is just fucking sitting on their hands. You know, like, they don't want to hurt this other person. They don't give a fuck about hurting you. Let's talk about that. This is supposed to be your divine counterpart, but they don't give a flying fuck about hurting you. They care more about hurting this karmic, who is not their divine counterpart, who does not follow them to the grave. You know? So it's kind of like, why would you stop living for that? Why would you give up enjoying your life for an individual? I don't give a fuck if they are you. Right? I don't give a fuck if they are your divine counterpart. Why would you give up your life for that? If they want to be on pause, they want to not move forward, they want to have excuses, they want to sit on their hands, let them do that shit by themselves. You be the active force. Let them be the inactive force, you know? You don't have, like I said, you don't have to make union with your twin flame to have the right effect that you need to have with them. Sometimes this is what you need, you know, and you understand, like, your connection will always draw you guys back together, back to the same, like, you know, you're always gonna come back. It's just, yeah. With the Four of Materials in reverse, with the Ace of Voices in reverse, and the Five of Voices in reverse, and it's like they don't feel like they have a sturdy foundation to be rocking the boat, right? It's kind of like this don't bite the hand that feeds kind of energy. Like, they feel like because this energy is dependent on them in some way, which is kind of weird. The energy is dependent on them, but they have this feeling of like, I don't know. Your masculine's in a weird state of mind. I'm sorry. You got the weird marbles out of the two of you. But or she, you know, whatever. Yeah, dude, I just kind of see this energy of like them feeling like they don't really have a sturdy foundation to be like, you know, making that kind of move. And like, I don't know, they also like really don't want conflict. You know, they really don't want this, you know, they don't want to fight for you. I mean, I know that's hard to hear for a lot of people, but like, that's the truth. They don't want to fight for you. They don't see you as somebody that they want to fight for. They would rather stay in denial, stay in doubt. They'd rather stay with these karmic energies than face, you know, or acknowledge this connection. So I'm just gonna tell you, like I tell everyone, tell that fool to catch you in the next life. You got some soulmates to catch. Go get yourself another karmic. Fuck this guy. I'm just kidding. Ultimately, you'll do what's best for you. You'll do what's right for you. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's kind of like disheartening that, like, it would be easier to hurt you. You know, when you're supposed to be, like, when they act, you know, like you're fucking the object of their love, and, you know, that's why the Emperor's in reverse. The Emperor just doesn't realize. It's like they almost take you for granted because of your connection. They're like, well, you can't really lose what's yours, and so they'd rather worry about not losing the things that they're worried about not losing the things that are not theirs, right? So they're like, let me cling to this because it's not mine and I can actually lose that. Whereas the twin flame, it's kind of like, you'll come back, you know. Two of Swords in reverse. I see you as not being at peace with this. Obviously, I wouldn't either. The Justice card in reverse. I see this situation as being unfair. Alright, so I see the Seven of Materials in reverse. In the upright, you see she's looking at all these flowers and ignoring the ones right in her hands, right? Ignoring what she's got to look at whatever she can attain. But this is in reverse. So it's like I see you really looking at and valuing more this energy of what you see as being, you know, your divine counterpart, yours, right? You're not looking for other options. You're not looking for a bed warmer, you know, or anything like that. The Chariot in reverse, though, tells me that you don't see it moving. You know, you don't see shit moving here. Seven of Wands in reverse, you kind of feel like you're left without a choice. Like you're being kind of shoved out a little bit, like out of this connection. I mean, not that you can get shoved out of the connection, but like out of, you know, like you just feel like this is just no longer like, you know, something that you're going to sit here and waste your whole like life dwelling on, you know. With the Hermit, I see you like, you know, taking time for yourself. You might have been by yourself for a while. I do see this energy of kind of like just, you know, keeping to yourself a bit, getting your introspection. But it's interesting. Maybe you're dealing with a Virgo because the next card that comes out is the World Cosmos, which literally means going out into the world, stepping out, being a voice in the world. So I don't know how you're managing to do both. Or maybe you had to do one and then the other, you know, kind of like take some time for you, some deep introspection, and then go out into the world and spread your light and love and happiness. Okay. You know what? I'm going to throw some oracles on this. I feel like this was a pretty solid read. Pretty fucking long one. I just realized how long we've been at this. Dang. Yes. So, Twin Flames got a pretty decent read today. Let's see if there's any last minute advice or anything. Like I said, dude, this situation is bullshit. It's totally unfair. And you would be justified in just continuing to live and making sure that you're enjoying every bit of your life and not sitting there dwelling or obsessing over this person who's just not showing up for you. You know? Like, if they're just not showing up, they're just not showing up. And you've got to show up for you, you know? You've got to show up and be like, alright, fine. I'm taking myself on these dates. I'm doing this shit. You know, like, it's really, important. Prove yourself in reverse. Yeah, you don't need to prove yourself to anybody right now. I like that this showed up in reverse because I feel like you've been trying to prove yourself to your counterpart for so long, and then finally you're coming to this realization where you're like, I don't fucking need to. Actually, maybe they should prove themselves to me because I've already sacrificed. I've already done my part. I showed up with the fucking shiny armor, you know, it was like, even though, like, I don't know, I feel like this is just something beyond what you ever fathomed it would be. And honestly, like, Twin Flames always are. It's always so fucking crazy intense, and it's always so, you know, it's like, most people don't even like themselves, yet everybody is over here trying to be in love with themselves, you know, with another incarnation of themselves. And it's like, that's a hard thing to do. You have to really build a solid relationship with yourself, and you have to hope that they're also doing that. Because, Yeah, and which they always are. They're always going to be synchronized with you in the weirdest ways. You'll know that too. Like, down to if you're eating junk food, they're eating junk food. If you're fucking drinking, they're probably drinking. You know, like, even your vices are the same. It's like, you guys will always be synchronized. And that's why, you know, when you're at your healthiest, when you're at your best, that's when you guys do your best together. Right now, I feel like you both have some work to do in this connection. And really, for you, I would say it's to stop being so selfless and be a little more selfish. And now it's, you know, I saw this meme. It was like, while everyone in the world is focused on World War III, I sat and wondered, when will anyone ever think about World War Me or something like that? And I'm like, dude, that's it right now. For this Empress, your duty right now is to focus on bringing yourself your happily ever after. Do things that are fun for you. Go to concerts. Go take cooking classes. Go do fun shit. I don't care what it is. But make sure that you're enjoying life just for the fucking sake of enjoying it, because it's limited in this skin suit, right? You get another one probably, but you know, right now let's just enjoy what we got, right? And I feel like that's really that's what you're being called to do, to really sit in the present moment and enjoy each present moment as though that is your outcome every day. You know? But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what I got. Namaste. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.